You know, it seems like nowadays white men are perpetually upset, always angry. I wonder why. Well, I don't have to too much wonder because I know the answer. They got problems. They go way back. You know, a lot of the times when you don't feel all that great about yourself, your first task you have to do is to demean somebody else. And white men, well, they're masters of projection, aren't they? The reason they're always perpetually upset is because they kind of know that they're not really about too much. And you don't have to take it from me. You just listen to what people actually say and you just think the opposite. So the whole notion about inferior or superior kind of irrelevant when we're all like humans, or most of us are. Anyway, I wonder why that becomes a big deal. Oh, well, usually the person that says the thing that they think about somebody else is probably true for themselves. So let's take some examples, shall we? Well, let's look at the example of superior or inferior. For a long time in the American and white context, it was stated that white people were superior and black people and everyone else of color was inferior. Yeah, I wonder why you gotta say that. Could it be that you yourself might be inferior and the other person might be superior? Or could it just be that you don't necessarily have too much good self-esteem about yourself, so you gotta try to reduce everybody else's? That one might be the key. You know, there's a lot of envy, lots and lots of envy. People have envy, individuals envy, groups have envy, countries have envy, nations have envy, subsets of groups have envy. Envy is a real thing, and it's problematic when you envy something that you can't be. So, what do? Well, oftentimes you take your rage out on that thing that you wish you could be, but you can't. Let's face it, white men are envious of a lot of things. Now, could it be the case also that envy leads to jealousy, and jealousy leads to a lot of other things that aren't necessarily great? Probably. Look here, we've all got our strengths and we've all got our weaknesses. The main problem is oftentimes people don't accept or understand what their strengths are and accept and understand what their weaknesses are. You don't have to necessarily know your strengths or your weaknesses. You just gotta accept what they are. One of the strengths of white men is to demean and make other people feel inferior while they feel superior. It's a psychological strength, not based in reality, not based in fact, not based in any kind of belief or science, just a psychological one. And it's really sad because psychological beliefs, well, they're the easiest to find and void. White men, stop being sad and pathetic. Just be yourself. That's all. I wonder what this thing would look like if white men weren't so crazy, if they didn't have such low self-esteem, or if they got on board and just wanted to be themselves. White men, you're being problematic. Stop being that way. It's a new day. This is the new normal. Accept it. And for all you white men that can't accept a new normal, well, guess what? Acceptance, well, Well, what can I say about acceptance? Besides, it's not required. You see, the new normal doesn't require anybody's acceptance. It just is what it is. And white men, get on board. This is the new normal. Acceptance, tolerance, belonging. If you need a good counselor, well, start listening to women. And not just white women. Because sometimes that can be an echo chamber. You know how it is. And you guys don't do well listening to white women. Now, I recommend you listen to a purple woman, or a black woman, or a brown woman, or maybe a red woman. Whatever you do, you got to get on board quick, because the train's leaving the station. And guess what? Wouldn't you know? I'm one of the main conductors of the train. Choo-choo!